Good evening and welcome to the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Annual inflation fell within the Bank of Jamaica's 4 to 6% target range as at March. The Statistical Institute of Jamaica STATIN says the cost of goods and services rose by an average 5.6% for the March 2023 to March 2024 period. This was slightly lower than the 6.2% point-to-point inflation rate as at February 2024. STATIN says the main contributor to the inflation outturn was the lower rate of increase for the heaviest weighted division, food and non-alcoholic beverages. The average cost rose by 4.8% as at March compared to 7.7% in February. The National Statistics Agency says the annual inflation at March was also influenced by a 10% upward movement in transport costs. Over the next year, the Bank of Jamaica expects annual inflation to go above its 4 to 6% target range. Meanwhile, the World Bank says inflation in the Caribbean and Latin America has moderated compared to the start of the year. Chief economist responsible for Latin America and the Caribbean, William Maloney, says the average rise in the cost of goods and services is now just over 3%.
Right now, it's over about 3.3% overall headline inflation, and that's down from January, and January was below that of the OECD. So we're doing relatively well in terms of macro management, and we can see that for most of the big five countries shown here, we see a steady decline in inflation, and that has allowed interest rates to fall.
Higher inflation has been a challenge for all economies as higher prices mean less spending power for citizens. Central banks have responded to the higher inflation by increasing interest rates, pushing up the cost of loans and other instruments. The Bank of Jamaica BOJ says by the end of 2023, 3 more financial institutions applied for financial holding company status. In its annual report, the central bank says by the end of June 2024, it expects to process applications for Scotia Group Jamaica, GK Financial Group, and Barita Financial Group. Based on the Banking Services Act 2014, a corporate group which includes both financial entities and non-financial entities must be reorganized, separating the financial services companies from non-financial companies. The financial entities would fall under a registered financial holding company. The Jamaican dollar gained 5 cents against the U.S. currency at the close of trading on Monday. Banks and cambios are selling the American dollar for an average $156.23. The Canadian dollar is being sold for $114.92. $193.52 is the average value of the pound, while the euro is selling for $166.83. To the stock market now, the JSE index gained 255 points today, while the junior market lost 20 points. Leading the 43 winners were PBS 9.75% shares, Paramount Trading Jamaica, G West Corporation, Epley, and Iron Rock Insurance Company. The 52 losers include The Lab, Express Catering, KLE Group, Mayberry Jamaican Equities, and Mailpack Group. 21 stocks closed the session selling at the same price they started trading. And that's it for the Business Day. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Good evening.